Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Nathan.
And welcome to episode 2 of Our Adventures and Mousecapades.
See, we did it. We actually followed up and made another episode.
Oh my gosh. It's a miracle.
So what are we talking about today?
Today we are going to talk about our first family Disney trip.
Yes.
This was back in 2009, September of 2009. And we only had one child at the time. This was, Caitlin was only 4.5.
Yep. And we were joined on the trip by my parents.
And we decided to make this a land and sea vacation.
Yes.
So we started out in the parks and we ended on the Disney Wonder. We had never been on a cruise before.
Yeah, we weren't really sure what we wanted to do. So I think the land and sea package was originally like you could either do like a 4-night on land and then a 3 on sea or vice versa. Mm-hmm. I think we added an extra day on land.
Yeah.
So we had 5 on land and then, or something like that. And then a 3-night cruise on the Wonder. That was basically Nassau, Castaway, Key, and then back to Port Canaveral. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we flew in from Seattle, and my parents, they flew in from Charlotte, I think.
Yep, they were living in North Carolina at the time.
Yep, and we met down in Orlando, and we stayed at the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yes,
and we weren't Disney Vacation Club or anything.
No, not at that time.
Ironically, I think Kidani Village, the DVC, had just opened like a couple months before we were there. I think it opened in May. I was looking at it the other night. But yeah, we were in Animal Kingdom Lodge, which was amazing.
It was. That was so cool.
Yeah. I don't think we knew what we were getting into.
No.
And we'd seen some of the blurbs of like, oh, there's, animals outside of your hotel room. And, you take those things with a grain of salt, right? Yeah.
I remember when I had called, I just called Disney directly about it.
1407W Disney.
Yes. Trying to figure out exactly what we wanted to do. And I remember we wanted to do Animal Kingdom Lodge just because it sounded cool. It sounded really neat.
Yeah. And
wasn't sure what kind of room we wanted. And the cast member's like, oh, you definitely want a Savannah view. If you can do a Savannah view, do a Savannah view. I'm like, okay. She's like, you'll have a giraffe right outside your window when you're drinking your coffee. I'm like, oh, okay. That sounds, me not totally understand. It's like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. Is she really playing this up or
right?
No, she was not really playing it up. That is exactly what you can get. And it was really awesome.
It was amazing.
Yes. For our first time really being at Disney as a family and with Nathan's folks with us, it was an amazing experience. I'm probably going to say amazing a lot because that's what it was.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Huh. That's a good word. Okay. So, our first day, so we got there, we were absolutely floored by the room and, we've put together kind of our list of what we did. And the reason that we can remember all the things we do is because my dad was there. I love you, Dad. The things that everybody else should know about my dad is that he has a Nikon camera surgically attached to him at all times. So we didn't need a photo pass.
We didn't even know about photo passes at that time.
Also true.
Yes.
But we didn't need to hire a photographer because we had one with us, and he probably took, 1,000 or 2,000 pictures over the course of of our week.
Lots of photos, but it's great to have that record too, because we can go back and say, oh yeah, that happened.
Yes.
And there was a lot of that when we were going through the photos. Like, oh yes, that happened. Yeah.
So thank you, Dad. Mm-hmm. We really appreciate it. So our first day we spent in the parks was at Epcot. Mm-hmm. We went right.
We went right.
You walk in, you're at Spaceship Earth, the big golf ball, and we went to the right. And the first thing we ran into was the seas with Nemo and friends, and the thing that we absolutely love, which is
the seagulls,
the animatronic seagulls saying mine.
Mine. Yes.
Mine. Yeah. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
And just the little area underneath is a lot of fun too. If you haven't ever gone, I really recommend spending some time over at the seas with Nemo and friends. The little aquarium there is nice. And if you're lucky, you can see a diver down there in the aquarium. And sometimes Mickey Mouse will actually dive as well.
Yes.
Which is, we haven't seen that before. Maybe someday we will.
Someday.
But yeah, they have little, those aren't statues. What are those?
They're kind of, well, I mean, it's the shark that you can get your picture taken with.
Yes, it's Bruce, and I don't know Bruce's friend's name.
I don't
You can get your picture taken with Bruce. You can be in his mouth.
Yes.
And where he says, fish are friends,
not food.
Yes.
But Caitlin loved that.
She did. We have a great picture of her with her face in the middle of Bruce's mouth.
Yes. And taking a look at manta rays and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, we're kind of scrolling through the pictures right now. And this one that just popped up here is outside of Electric Umbrella, if I'm remembering that name correctly.
I think you're right.
Which is not near the seas with Nemo and friends. So this was a little later while we were walking around.
Yeah.
But it does not exist anymore. It's a nice little quick service place where you can, or counter service where you can sit down and have, your typical park fare.
Yes. In fact, I think that was the first restaurant I ever ate at Disney World. This was on my marching band trip when I was a freshman in high school.
Was that Electric Umbrella?
Yeah.
Nice.
We went to Epcot first, and I ordered, my standard fare. I got a cheeseburger and soon discovered that, at least at the time, Disney World loved to put Thousand Island or something on their burgers, which... They called it, quote unquote, Mickey's special sauce.
At the time, they probably rethought that and don't say it anymore.
No. To a bunch of high schoolers, that was amazing. But I learned that I needed to ask for my burgers without Mickey's special sauce all over them. Yeah. Again,
Nice.
I was a freshman in high school, so that'll let you know where my brain was at.
Yes.
Yeah. I think we had lunch. We kind of walked back over towards the middle there because we didn't know where anything was.
That's true. Yeah. So we went over to the seas and we didn't know where anything was. And Epcot is a very sprawling park.
Yes.
So we went over to Electric Umbrella. Then we started to walk back around the World Showcase, right?
Yeah, but we went back the way we had been. So we started off, we walked by Canada and the UK.
Right, yes.
We've got pictures here of Caitlin outside the London phone booth and looking at Paris. And I could not find...
I think we met maybe Belle, or maybe she wasn't there. Maybe we just went into that nice little room.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name of it. It was like a storybook area or something like that. Like they do read fairy tales and read so and so. But my dad took some amazing pictures of a silhouetted Caitlin, our daughter, in front of the stained glass. They're absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Dad. We kind of went that way around, and then we stopped in Paris for a little while in France. The France Pavilion, and they had I don't know what you'd call them, the chair acrobats.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of a,
the chair balancing act where the guy, this guy, I mean, how many chairs has he stacked up? He's
a lot. I mean, he's probably 20 feet in the air.
Yeah. This guy just kept stacking chairs on top of each other, feet to top.
Yeah. It was insane.
There's so many chairs, and he's just up all the way on top of that. And then I think he stands on his hands or something like that.
Yeah. But it was funny.
It was funny.
Like we were all waiting to see somebody break their neck, but at the same time, not really, but at the same time, like they were joking around and
that's true.
all sorts of stuff. Like it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
I love all the performers that they get. Like this acrobat balancing act dude. Just it's amazing to see.
That's what's missing right now in
Yeah,
the
is the
pandemic.
performers.
Is a lot
Yep.
of the performers have not been asked back.
Yep, that's true.
Yet. Hopefully it's a yet.
Yep. So the chair climber was pretty neat.
Yeah. And then let's see, what else did we do? We saw Belle. And then we went through the Morocco Pavilion,
which is beautiful.
It is
all the
stunning.
tile work is.
My parents still talk about it to this day.
It's gorgeous.
They were over for Christmas, and it was talking about Morocco. In fact, I got a djembe, which
Yes,
is a
you
little
did.
hand drum. I picked one up. In fact, I can see it right here. It's sitting over on our display shelves here in the living room. And then, so the one thing I'll say, at this age, Caitlin was 4.5. She was still deathly afraid of characters. Incredibly shy with in-person characters, with face characters.
Yes.
So
I don't know that she was afraid of them.
She was
very unsure about them.
of face characters.
Yeah.
She was afraid of costumed characters.
Okay. Like in tears afraid?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I thought she was just getting past it at the age.
No,
maybe.
not
Okay.
yet. This was still in the phase where, like, she wanted to go see the Mariner Moose at a baseball game once, and we got sort of close, and then she just broke into tears, and that was not happening.
Nope.
So we have some pictures where we saw Jasmine and Aladdin, but we didn't go visit with Jasmine and Aladdin.
We waved at them from afar, kind of like you do now.
From afar, from Jafar?
No.
A little?
Nope, not at all.
Darn it. Okay. All right. And then I think, we were newbies to the theme park world. We had walked already somewhere north of 20,000 steps.
Yep.
And we called it a day.
Yes.
It was, mid to late afternoon. We hopped a friendship boat back from the Paris Pavilion back up towards the front.
Yes.
And slowly meandered our way back home. And then were surprised and just like shock and awe of animals
from our balcony. Yes.
I think we got there like later in the evening, or it was already dark. We couldn't see too much the first night.
Yeah, it was dark the first night. We couldn't see. But yeah, that afternoon, I don't remember what time we got back. It was still sunny. You could still see outside, but sitting out on the balcony and looking at the animals was a wonderful experience.
Yep. And we did. We had, as advertised, we had a giraffe come up to our balcony.
Yes.
It was so cool.
Now, they're not close enough where they can like put their head in the balcony, but they have a little baffle or whatever, very nicely.
Called a fence.
No, it's not a fence. No, they have a baffle.
Okay.
It's rocks or something where they can't go past that. But it's still, they're really nice and close. You can see them.
That was great.
Yep.
That was special. And then what did we do the next day, Alicia?
The next day we went to the Animal Kingdom Park.
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
Oh, yeah, we did. I should read the notes, is what you're saying.
Possibly. Yes. The next day we went to Animal Kingdom Park. And the first thing we did was we went on the safari. I don't know if we knew this ahead of time or if this is just, common knowledge that we have where if you want to see animals, you need to go in the morning. That's probably where we got it from. But we've heard this from many other sources. If you're going to Animal Kingdom, you need to go to the safari first thing in the morning.
Yes.
Because that's when the animals are up.
Yes.
That's when they are out. That's when they are feeding. And we saw all of them.
All of the animals. If there's an animal that they had, it was out.
It was out.
It wasn't super hot. I don't remember it being super hot.
No.
So they were actually pretty active. Some people are like, oh, maybe you can see a hippo, but sometimes they're like, squirreled away back in the corner. Nope, they were right there, right, like super close to the boat, swimming around in the pool. Other times you'll see like, oh, I didn't see the lions weren't out.
It is hard to see the lions.
Oh, it was.
Typically,
it
yes.
is hard to see the
We
lions.
saw all of the lions.
We saw 3 lions.
We saw 3 lions.
There was
We saw the male out on the rock,
yes,
and he was roaring.
yes,
Which
is not what you hear
not-
from
yeah.
Mufasa.
yes, a lion roar is very different from what you actually expect a lion roar to sound like.
Yes, yes.
A lot of the times in shows and stuff, like the MGM lion is a tiger roar.
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
It's not a lion roar.
I'm just looking at the picture here. I want to say we saw 2 males. We saw a male and a female sleeping on the rock. And then as you kind of go around the turn there, we saw another male. Or maybe
Oh, look, he's out on Pride Rock.
he's literally like out on what looks like Pride Rock and meowing vigorously.
Meowing vigorously.
Like,
yes. Oh, very nice.
Is that about it?
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
See, I could.
Nice likeness
All right.
or impression.
Let's move on, shall we? So what was next?
Well, I will say with the safari, Caitlin loved that
Yeah.
so much. I mean, she's 4.5. She's a girly girl. She loves animals. Tigers, she's always loved tigers.
Yep.
We didn't see a tiger there, but still, lions are there. The giraffes were right there.
Yep.
Everything. She loved that. And Nathan's folks loved it as well. And
Yes.
we loved it.
Yes.
It's just so cool to see everything out there. And at the time, I know they don't have this anymore, but there was a storyline to the safari.
Oh yeah.
They talked about poaching and poachers.
Yeah.
They don't have that storyline anymore. But way back when,
Didn't somebody get killed or something like that? Like not like in the story. Wasn't there a?
I don't remember.
Or am
I just know they're trying to be a little more, I don't know.
It was an adventure ride. Like they were trying to add. They were trying to add an adventure excitement component to a ride that really
Didn't need it. And they're trying to be a little more sensitive about events and whatnot, I guess.
Now they are.
Now.
Yeah.
So after the safaris, we went to the Gorilla Falls Trail Walk,
Yes.
which if you have not done, you are missing out.
Yeah.
This is a really nice area just to walk around in Animal Kingdom.
Yep.
It's usually not as crowded. So if you happen to be there on a crowded day, I highly recommend just walking through the Gorilla Falls trails.
Right, because you will probably be one of just a handful of parties that are even back there.
Yeah.
I mean, there can be stupendous lines for everything in the park, and there's like 20 people walking the Gorilla Falls Trail.
Yeah.
So yeah, we saw like a big, huge silverback and all sorts of stuff.
And this is you can see tigers. They do have tigers on the
Yes.
the Gorilla Falls Trail Walk.
Yep. And then we went up.
Is that a separate one?
No, I think that's a separate trail. There's 2 trails.
Okay.
The tigers are the different one over by the Asia section, I think. I don't have the maps.
We don't have the
memorized.
map. Oh, we are unprepared. Sorry, listeners. It is okay.
Yep. Anyhow, then we took the little train. We went up to the kind of the kids petting zoo. I can't remember if it was called Rafiki's Planet Watch back then or
I
not.
don't know. I don't remember a huge amount about that. I see the pictures that we have.
Yeah. Caitlin got her face painted.
That was not at Rafiki's Planet Watch.
It wasn't?
Nope.
Okay.
It was, I remember this, the silly things that stick in your head. I remember she got her face painted. I think you and I were getting something, and Grammy and Poppy took Caitlin and got her face painted. And we were just about to get onto the water ride. And I'm like, oh, you painted her face. It looks really good. Cover your face. Because we went on the water ride.
Yep.
Which was a lot of fun.
That was.
We don't really do water rides as much anymore.
No.
So it's uncomfortable.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
But yeah, let's see. We kept walking around. We did a bunch of stuff. I think you and I did Expedition Everest while Caitlin hung out with
That
my
may have been
parents.
what it was. We went on Expedition Everest, and then she got her face painted.
Got it.
That sounds about right. Just that area.
Yeah,
That sounds about
absolutely.
right.
We met Flick.
We met Flick from A Bug's Life.
Yeah, who's the big blue ant.
Big blue ant. Yes.
I'm not a small guy. Like I'm 6 foot and I'm big. And Flick was the size of me. So imagine how strong an ant the size of me is. Like he could like bench press Mount Everest.
Probably.
That'd be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally real, right?
He could give the Yeti run for the money.
You think you could move the Yeti?
I don't know.
I mean, the Yeti's been stuck. Did we see the Yeti move?
Oh, I'd have to look it up. I don't remember when they stopped it. It's all Disco Yeti now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh. Anywho.
Something to look up in the future.
Indeed.
Yep. We met Flick. Flick was pretty cool.
Yep.
And then we got to go see the Finding Nemo, the musical, at
Yes.
the Theater in the Wild,
Yes.
which was really
It was
fun.
great. The puppets were stunning.
Yes.
And yeah, you really just kind of get lost in the story and you don't really notice the human performers.
Yeah.
You really just kind of see the puppets.
If I remember correctly, it was a longer show.
Yeah, it was about 40 minutes.
Okay. Yes, that's fairly long for...
Yeah. Yep. And Theater in the Wild is no longer showing that. It's showing...
They
it's going
updated
through...
it.
Yeah, every 4 or 5 years, they tend to change.
It's still a Nemo musical. It's just...
Not in there. Right now, it's something else.
Okay.
You know, all these things that you look up before you record a podcast and then you forget and don't write down. This, ladies and gentlemen, is called doing your homework and being super prepared. Well, guess what? We'll learn. We'll get better at this. All right. And then the next day, so day 3, we went to Hollywood Studios, which I think it was MGM was off of, I don't remember if whenever that was. Look, guys. This was September of 2009. Feel free to use, the great Google machine and figure out whether MGM Studios had been rebranded yet at that point. But yeah, we went, and here's my first Disney. I'm not going to call it a complaint. I'm going to call it a lament. Outside of the Brown Derby, there's a grassy knoll, we'll call it. And they had a sorcerer Mickey topiary, exactly. And then they had, which from episode 1, I just realized, yes, Sorcerer Mickey is my favorite character. I think my real favorite character is the brooms from Fantasia. And they had the broom statues, and the brooms were like, in Fantasia, they're like throwing the water because Mickey's trying to, get them to empty all the water out of the laboratory there. Well, since this was, a topiary display, they were throwing shrubs. They were like, it looks like there's
instead of
water.
They're throwing shrubs. Yeah.
It's so cool. And it's gone.
You know what else is gone?
The
hat.
Yeah.
The huge sorcerer's hat. I think I know that was still there because I know we have pictures of it. It looks like, I think it was somewhat recently. I think 2015 or so.
Something like that.
Was when they got rid of that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can find out when MGM Studios was not MGM Studios. And I think it was 2008.
Okay, so it had just been rebranded. Anywho, so yeah, we have lots of pictures. I took lots of pictures, or my dad, or both, of the statues, the Sorcerer Mickey and the brooms outside of the Brown Derby. Mm-hmm. I wish those would come back.
Yeah.
Every time we walk down the street, I look over there and I hope against hope that they'd be back.
Maybe one year they will be back.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
Disney, if you're listening, please
Bring them back.
Yes. We'll be there in August, please.
# bring back the Sorcerer Mickey topiaries.
That's kind of long for a hashtag.
No, it's not.
# brooms. Bring back the brooms.
Bring back the brooms.
Yeah.
One of the wonderful things about this Hollywood Studios day was actually Sorcerer Mickey.
Yes.
In one of the character areas, Sorcerer Mickey was back there. And of course, Nathan was geeking out. He was fanboying over Sorcerer Mickey because it's Sorcerer Mickey.
Duh.
And he is amazing. And we were very excited to go see Sorcerer Mickey. Caitlin was not.
Yeah. I mean, she was
getting a little better because she'd been around the characters for this time.
I think she wanted to, but her brain was holding her back.
Her brain was holding her back. This cast member, Sorcerer Mickey, was so great. So he
Or she.
or she, no, it's Mickey,
Sorry.
pushed us aside. Like, you guys
Yeah.
stay away.
It was our turn. It wasn't busy.
No, it wasn't busy at all.
I think there was no line, and we came up and we went to like put down our camera and our bag and stuff like that. And Caitlin had taken a couple steps towards Sorcerer Mickey, and Sorcerer Mickey beckoned her over, and we started to follow her. And Sorcerer Mickey kind of looked at us and put his hands up and says, "Nope."
Yeah, like
Just
stay back. And he was able to basically bring her forward and in the wonderful way that Mickey does, let her know that it's okay.
Yeah.
Come take a picture with me. And there's you can see in some of our pictures, she's still a little unsure at first. And he actually grabbed her hands and did a little dance with her.
Yes.
And that, I think that was kind of the turning point of her with characters.
Yep.
And just seeing how she reacted to them, that, oh, these are actually pretty cool and they're fun. And so Sorcerer Mickey helped out with Caitlin in helping her with our love of Disney.
Yes. And I always liked Sorcerer Mickey, but I think today the reason, like, my hands down number one, what's my favorite character is Sorcerer Mickey is because of this experience.
Yeah.
And it's because of this cast member. Like, I'm weepy sitting here just like thinking about this.
It was great. Sorcerer Mickey.
This was a memory that
it was a great memory.
I'll always cherish.
Caitlin got her picture with Sorcerer Mickey. We got our picture with all three of us. And then I think we turned the corner and who should we see but Russell and Doug. And Carl.
And
it was really neat. So we got our picture with all of them.
Yes. Caitlin wasn't
ready for that many characters all at once.
No. And Up is not a 4.5-year-old kid movie.
No, she was, oh my gosh, her favorite movie, Cars. Movie Cars. She would ask for movie Cars.
Movie Cars.
All the time.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure we have some pictures with.
We do. Oh, we absolutely
yes,
do.
We definitely do. Oh, that's right. And it was in this park too.
Yes.
So we got our picture with Russell, Doug, and Carl.
Yes.
Which was fun.
And the thing about me that I'll just share, you don't need to know, with Doug, with the
doggy characters.
With Pluto, not so much Goofy.
No, that's fine.
But with Pluto and definitely with Doug, I will scratch behind their ear.
And tell them they're a good boy.
They're a good boy. Who's a good boy?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And the cast members are just magic.
Yes.
Like, they lean
they
into
act
that.
like a little dog.
Yes.
And like it's the most wonderful thing ever. Yeah.
Yes. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. All right. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at these. We actually got to see, all the backstreet, like, not Backstreet Boys, but like the
backlot area.
The backlot area. Like,
that's not even the backlot area. It's when they had that big, huge. What is that called?
It's the New York.
Wall.
Yeah, it's the New York street.
Yes.
In that fake background.
Yes.
And there's the San Francisco street.
Yes.
Both of those are gone now.
Yep.
Then we got to see
Lightning and Mater.
That's
right.
And they went vroom.
This was the huge highlight for Caitlin because those are her favorite at that time.
That was pretty awesome. We have
so many pictures of them. Just scrolling through, there's probably so many.
And then we got to go see.
Oh, I loved this show so much. Lights, Motors, Action, the Extreme Stunt Show. Yes.
That was fun.
This was a very fun show. If you have seen this, you know exactly what we're talking about. It's a stunt show using cars, lots of explosions and water stuff. And they tore it all down to basically make room for Galaxy's Edge.
That's where Batuu is now. Which It's a fair trade-off.
It is a fair trade-off.
It's a fair trade-off.
It was a really fun show, though. It was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
I know every year that we had gone there, we saw it. Because it's just a really fun show.
And I loved how like they'd kind of show you how they did it. Like you'd see like this car like whipping around and driving backwards and all the rest of that stuff. And you're like, you're sitting there going, how do they drive backwards with such precision? And then like they show you like, oh, there's actually another driver like facing the other way in the car. Like it was cool.
Yeah.
And explosions.
Explosions
are cool.
And they also had at the time the backlot tour.
Yes.
Where you could, go through and see Herbie, you see the Love Bug, you see the Flight of the Navigator ship.
Dude, that was awesome.
Yes, you could see the what is this? I have notes here. The T-47 airspeeder from Hoth.
Everybody knows what the T-47 is.
Yes. I know what it is. I just don't know what it's called.
Well, it's the T-47.
Got it.
If you don't know, for those of you who may not know, it is the speeder that Luke Skywalker pilots as he harpoons the legs of the AT-AT, the AT-AT, big land walking robotic dog, I guess you could call it. And yeah, he basically ties his legs together, it falls over, and they shoot it and blows up. Star Wars. Very, very cool.
Very cool.
But anyhow, there's just all this stuff you got to see, like on the backlot tour.
That was one that had you were like in an earthquake.
Yes.
And there was the explosions and the water going over the top and everything. And there was something else in there too. I don't know. Oh, I think, did they do something from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? Is that what that little bit is?
No, they did like a pre-show.
Okay.
Before you went in, and there's like pod explosions of water, like the airfield was getting strafed in World War II or something like that.
Yeah. That was a fun tour. I really did enjoy the backlot tour that they had there.
I did too.
R.I.P. backlot tour.
Yeah, exactly. Here are the things that and we don't have anything to do with it right now.
Yes.
But we'll make money off it anyway. And then we saw the parade, and we saw all the characters from Toy Story.
Monsters Incorporated. Yep.
So that was fun.
Yep.
And then the next day, we got one of my most favorite pictures, and I got a few of them because they were blurry and the bus was moving.
This was on your birthday.
My birthday. So the thing to know is I was born on September 9th. So 0909. And when I was born, I was a bigger baby. Sorry, Mom. I was 9 pounds, 9 ounces, born on the 9th day of the 9th month. So, of course, my favorite number is 7. No, I'm just kidding. It's 9.
We were on the bus on the way to Magic Kingdom. And the buses have a little crawl at the front with the time. And we happened to be there on the bus when it was 9th hour, 9 minutes, 9 seconds.
On the 9th day.
On the 9th day of the
9th month of 2009.
So it's a whole bunch of 9s. 999,
yep.
999.
Well, technically it's 090909 yes. of 090909.
Yes.
Yeah. It was cool. Anyhow, enough nerding out. So that was, we were taking the bus from Animal Kingdom Lodge over to the Magic Kingdom.
Because Caitlin had an appointment.
She did.
She had an appointment at the Bibbidi Boppity Boutique.
Yes.
And one thing to know about Caitlin at this time is she loved pink.
Yes.
Everything pink. My little red-haired child loved pink. And I have pictures looking through, I'm pointing out the blue dress to her. Oh, wouldn't you like the... No, she wants the pink dress. Yep. So she got her hair did. She got all done up in crown, hair,
all the stuff.
Makeup.
It was Aurora's dress.
Aurora's dress.
Pink dress.
Sleeping Beauty. Yep.
Now, it's, to be fair, dear reader, what we haven't said is that, pink doesn't necessarily go super well with red hair. Also, today, and actually several years ago, like she completely outgrew the girly phase.
No more pink.
And there's no more pink.
I can't remember if her room was pink at that time or not.
Her room, I don't know I don't remember when we painted it.
She wanted her room pink, and it was pink. It was very pink.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she got the makeover as
All
Aurora.
of the glitter in her hair.
All of the glitter. She loved it though. Yes, very much glitter.
I'm glitter phobic.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
She had the most blush I have ever seen on a child before ever. But she loved it. And we got like the full package. I don't know if they still do this or not, but pictures were included in this. And so we went over to get her pictures. And after she got her pictures done, we were out walking around, and
No, we were in the lobby.
we were in the lobby area of that store.
Over by, what's the Italian restaurant? Tony's?
Yeah.
Yeah. At the front of the park.
Yeah.
And like in back is where they had the little photo studio. And
That's right. So we were in there,
Yeah.
and you were at the checkout.
Yeah. Because I was paying for the package
Yes.
and all the rest of that stuff.
And I heard something outside, or I saw something. I can't remember what it was, but I went over and saw the Dapper Dans.
Yes.
And the Dapper Dans are the barbershop quartet. They are amazing. Their voices are just so good. And I asked if they would possibly be so kind as to sing Happy Birthday to my husband, because today was his birthday. And they were extremely gracious and said, of course we'll do that. So Nathan's not facing us.
No.
He's at the cashier.
Yes.
And so I waved them over. I'm like, right here, this dude right here. And they started singing Happy Birthday. So Nathan gets serenaded
It was so
in barbershop quartet.
It was so amazing.
The
Amazing. There's that word again.
There it is. Yes. The look on his face was priceless. I don't think I got a picture, but it was chef's kiss. Perfect.
It was incredible. And then the cast member who I was working with, like went total fangirl over one of the members of the Dapper Dans.
So we actually had to do some research into this guy.
Yes.
She was very ecstatic to meet this person.
Like over the moon.
Yeah. And we didn't know who it was, but she told us a little bit about him, and it was really cool.
Yeah. So it was Kevin Miles. He was he actually led Voices of America, which is an 8-person vocal group that sings over in Epcot. He was the lead of that for 21 years. And then he spent 13 leading the Dapper Dans. He sings bass, and he also did a whole bunch of voiceover work for stuff around the parks and some of the videos and things like that. And so that's what like this cast member is like, it's the voice of Disney World. Like it was amazing. I think we asked if he could autograph something for her, or I don't know. We supported her fangirlness.
Yes, we did.
That was awesome.
And they were very gracious. They were having fun too. That's the thing I love about Disney, is you can tell that these cast members are having fun. They love being where they are and showing their love of Disney.
Yep, absolutely. So after that amazing serenade, we walked back up towards the castle, and we had lunch at the Cinderella's Royal
Table. Yes.
Yep. Up in the castle.
In the castle. I don't remember the meal at all.
No,
I really don't.
And having watched things from all years, Disney food blog, there's probably a reason we don't remember. The meal, as it's not. It's food.
But the princesses were nice.
Yes, the princesses were nice. In fact, Caitlin was super shy.
Yes.
And before you go up, up to the floor, up to the restaurant, you get to meet Cinderella downstairs and have a picture taken with her and stuff like that. And Caitlin went into shy mode again. And just like Mickey had done, like Cinderella got down and gave her a hug and broke the ice, and Caitlin it was pretty awesome. Yep. And then, so we had visits from,
we had Aurora, Cinderella, Jasmine, Snow White too, I think.
And Belle.
Yeah. I just remember like Caitlin had huge kiss marks on her cheeks
Yes.
from the princesses.
Yes.
And Nathan actually got a birthday card signed by all of the princesses as well.
I did. That is in our keepsake box
Yes.
or boxes somewhere around here. But yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yep. And let's see, rest of the day pretty quick. We did the Dumbo ride. We did Small World. We visited Ariel at her grotto and saw a parade.
Yeah.
We didn't usually stay super late because
I think Caitlin was still doing naps.
yeah, Caitlin was still doing naps. And after that, we're just like, okay, let's just take it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
We'll continue this.
we'll continue this
Yeah.
next time.
Next time.
There's a teaser. So we have one more morning in the parks that was incredible.
Amazing.
Even more cast member magic.
Yes.
And then our cruise.
Yep.
Yeah. And so that's where we'll pick up next time, dear listener.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. If you have questions or comments or suggestions, please feel free to drop us a note at podcast@adventuresandmousecapades.com, or you can follow along with our escapades, if you will, our mousecapades, actually, at our mousecapades on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
And please remember, we are not travel agents, and we can offer our opinions and suggestions. We still very much recommend working with a travel agent to procure your perfect vacation. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks so much.
See you next time.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.